Professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
The business community out in the United States really is feeling better. If you get out of New York, if you go to Virginia Beach, if you go to Peoria, if you go to Cleveland, if you go to Sacramento, California, there are help wanted signs everywhere. Business is actually doing better at the base, and I think that that's what's going on in the stock market more than anything else.
Dennis Gartman, are you kidding me? Are you nuts? Help wanted signs, minimum wage, dishwashers, for God's sakes, part-time. It's unbelievable. These people on Wall Street are they're just frauds. I don't know what other word to use other than I'd get thrown off the air. They're frauds. They try to take parking space in your head that's just so, it's unbelievable. I can't find the words for it. Every day. Today, the market's down 122 points. Two stocks led the way down.
So Dow's down 71. Nearly all of that is Goldman and J&J. Let's get to Bob Pisani. Morning, Bob.
Very good, Carl. You're exactly right. In fact, 10 points in both of them, and that's 70 points in the Dow. So the whole decline in the Dow is Goldman and Johnson & Johnson.
But guess what? Goldman Sachs and Johnson & Johnson, we've been shorting those stocks for a long time. We knew these stocks were going to go down. Not only did we short Johnson & Johnson, we made money on the way up. We made money on the way up. Then we got the signal that money was coming out. It turned red on our chart. And then we started to short. We did the same thing with Goldman Sachs. We're going to take a look at those a little bit later. But now they come out today and they tell you, oh, gee, Goldman Sachs and Johnson & Johnson, they're taking the market down today. We're down 100, right now we're down 121 points. A little late, isn't it? To tell you that? We told our gang members back on in March 17, almost 4 weeks ago, today's the 18th, that it was time to take our profits in Johnson & Johnson. Let's get ready to short Johnson & Johnson, which we are. Now they just tell people now, Goldman Sachs, another one. We told people after we had a profit back in March 8th, time to get out. Institutions are pulling their money out. March 8th. Today's the 18th of April. So we got out in time, but not only out, but we were making money on the way down. It just amazes me. Now they're going to tell you, hey, today, bad news for Johnson & Johnson, Goldman Sachs. Where were they before? You know, what's interesting yesterday, we had a 100-point rally yesterday. And I had a laugh. These jibber jabbers come on CNBC talking about this 100-point rally. In fact, you remember these two dopes?
Dow is indeed down for 8 sessions in a row. It is not, however, a huge drop. It's more of a small slide. The Dow is down less than 2%. It's down about 400 points since the close on March the 15th. You see people calling the Trump slump this minor step down. They do that because they want the market to go down. They cannot stand this presidency. It is not a Trump slump at all.
It's a Trump slump plus a dump. Are you kidding? Are you nuts? It's a slump. It's a dump. Because he can't get through his policies. Because you have the elitists in the Republican Party, the establishment in the Republican Party that hates him. But you can't sit there and make excuses. I'm sorry, it's over. He's not going to be able to get his policies through. He can't get health care through. It's not going to happen. He's not going to revive health care. He's not going to claw health care back and get a new health care program. He's not going to get the giant cuts. Remember, the 14% rally we had since election night was really because of the promised giant tax cuts for corporations and for individuals. and to claw back, to take back the $3 trillion the corporations, the multinationals have taken their money, and they have it in Europe, and they're not going to bring it over here so they don't have to pay taxes on it. And remember what he said. He's going to drop the tax rate so they bring the $3 trillion over so he can take $1 trillion of the $3 trillion, and he can take that money and put it into the reconstruction of bridges and roads. But that's not going to happen, because the establishment and the Republican Party want to make sure that he's a one-term president. But don't try to minimize what's going on. Tell the people the truth. It's been dumped. He's been dumped. And then you have you have this dope.
We are testing 21,000 on the Dow. Don't forget, everyone made a lot of money yesterday, especially if you're long on these markets, your 401k, retirement plans, etc. Markets down over 100 points here at the close, though the theme, is the underlying optimism still intact. So no one's all that worried, just a little bit of profit taking.
They better get a little profit taking. They better get worried. They better believe in the charts. When institutions pull the money out, you better believe in it. Oh, and what she said, people made a lot of money, especially with 401ks. A lot of money with 401ks? She just shoots that off. How can you make a lot of money with 401k, with 401k mutual funds? How? When fees are 20 times more expensive than a spider. How can you make money in a 401k? With just a 1% fee, they take 30% of your money. How can you make money in a 401k? It's impossible. It's impossible. Say you have $25,000 in your 401k and you get lucky with an average return of 7% over 35 years. Your account balance is, say, $227,000. Now start deducting the fees. For each 1% 401k fee, you lose 30% of your retirement fund. That's an average of 2% or half. Half. You lose half of your money. You're going to be down to about $113,000 instead of having your $227,000. What is she talking about? You can't make money with a 401k. I just love the stuff they put out. You deduct 2% a year for investment costs, pay 1/4 of what's left to Uncle Sam, lose 2% to inflation, you're left with 1% a year. It takes 70 years to double your money. And she makes it sound, everybody's making money in 401ks. So, yesterday, they're talking about, I don't think Aunt B's going to raise rates now. She's going to stop raising rates. Yeah, because the GDP report came out and it wasn't good. The first quarter GDP growth report estimated to come in at 3.5%. Instead, it came in at 0.5. Not 3.5, but 0.5. So they're blaming that drop from 3.5 to 0.5 on the 3 rate hikes. Then they said, well, we have more bad news, and she's not going to raise rates now, especially with the CPI, which measures inflation or the increase in pricing. It came in, price increases came in at the smallest gain since 2015. And wholesale prices? Those prices posted its first drop in 7 months. Now remember, when prices deflate, as they did at the peak of the dot-com bubble, at the peak of the housing bubble, and now it appears to be doing the same thing at the peak of the QE bubble. Remember what happens. When prices start deflating, people get laid off, and then you got into a recession. The more prices deflate, the less profitable businesses. And then comes the layoffs. We saw this in the dot-com. We saw this in the housing and financial con. So you want inflation. You want prices to inflate because it makes businesses profitable. But yes, they're right. We're seeing some bad news here. They're not deflating the prices. That's a problem. But there's also a great opportunity, and we'll talk about that next. Here we are, 15 past the hour, Phil's Gang. We'll be right back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. philsgang.com. What are people saying?
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years. Very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I love the new MV charts on Phil's software, and I'm making profits using them.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I love your new MV1, making lots of profits.
I love the chart. You know, I'm limited with time, real good as far as just looking at whatever ticker tells me right away.
I've always enjoyed Phil's straightforwardness and talk about what's really going on.
The new MV1 and MV2 charting software. I particularly like the pre- and post-market candlesticks.
You guys have always been great on the service side. I can't say enough about the service side.
Don't wait. Sign up for Phil's Gang today. Give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. What are people saying?
Hi, this is Ron from Washington State, and I subscribe to the Phil's Gang MV2, and I just wanted to let Phil know that right after the election, I made a $7,000 profit using the MV2 on Wells Fargo stock.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years, and very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I've been a long-time Phil subscriber, and I just want to recommend it to anybody out there. I think it's a wonderful tool and works very, very well.
Don't wait. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of Phil's Gang. I got a great opportunity for those people who are disgusted with the market, who don't have time to learn. What you do is follow me in the exchange-traded fund that I'm invested in. Every day you go to my site and you can see exactly what I am doing with my investment, and you can mimic me. Nobody else dares do that. Join the gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. What are people saying?
Hi, this is Ron from Washington State, and I subscribe to the Phil's Gang MV2, and I just wanted to let Phil know that right after the election, I made a $7,000 profit using the MV2 on Wells Fargo stock.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years, and very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I've been a long-time Phil subscriber, and I just want to recommend it to anybody out there. I think it's a wonderful tool and works very, very well.
Don't wait. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It took me a long time to be able to say Chandler has cancer, because that is such a scary word. When St. Jude finds something that works well with a certain cancer, they share that with everybody. And knowing that we don't have to pay for all of the medical expenses, that's huge. We just have to worry about helping Chandler, and he's just my heart.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Performing technical analysis is no easy task for any investor unless conducted with a professional stock charting service. At Phil's Gang, we offer a choice of high-power, color-coded stock charts, all seamlessly integrated, so you could tackle the market the way you want to. The Phil's Gang Max Best 1000 Stock Charts. From Phil's Gang are high-performance HTML5 web-based charts that work on any browser and device, so you could put live streaming data and fully interactive charts in the palm of your hand. Phil Grandy designed the MV software to have the best features, and so far the early reviews have been great. You can plot charts on an intraday basis as well as on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, or annual basis. There is also a built-in watch list that you can customize to your liking. For more information, go to philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Are you a fan of the Phil's Gang radio show? Then you should check out philsgang.com or give them a call, 877-600-4264.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Join my gang. I will go over my 3 exchange-traded funds that gang members, I invited you to join me and follow me on those 3 exchange-traded funds using my MV2 chart. And I'll go over those 3, show you how well we're doing. We're doing pretty well on them. And we'll take a look at that a little bit later. And we also got some other stocks we're going to look at. But first, I was disgusted this morning. I was totally disgusted this morning. I'm listening to this guy, Alan Lynchman. He was on MSNBC. And he was talking about his new book as to the case for impeaching Trump. Now, he starts talking about why he should impeach Trump. I want you to catch where he says one of the reasons is because Trump leased his name to a, trademarked his name for massage parlors or something. And then he made it up. First, listen to it. You got to listen to this. This is unbelievable.
What specifically would be the articles of impeachment in the House of Representatives right now, for example?
Well, right now, I think you could certainly write something up on conflicts of interest.
Right.
You know, Trump just got all of these trademarks from China right after he seemed to have switched off of his approach to Taiwan. By the way, one of them is for an escort service, and I just read that Ivanka Trump got a bunch of trademarks in China. Billionaires.
We want to clean up. We want to clean up one part here, though, right?
The escort service?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's been a connection made there from the president. They were trying to use his name. It wasn't him.
Okay.
So he shoots out the escort service, and then they said, well, we better clean this up. Scarborough and the rest of those communists, we better clean this up. And he tells the guy, well, you heard what he said. Well, the guy used his name. It wasn't enough. And the guy goes, oh, okay. In other words, he knew it was a lie when he said it. He knew it was a total lie, but he was going to get out because he said, oh, okay. Why didn't Scarborough come back and say, wait a minute. You knew that was a lie when you said that. Get the hell off my program. You're coming on here and you're just making a bold-faced lie to sell your book. But instead, they respect him. They give him respect. Can you imagine? That just drove me nuts today when I heard that. But anyways, let's get on to making money. I just could not handle that when I heard that. I'm going, these people, these liberals have gone nuts. They've just gone totally insane. Okay, so let's get back to making some money. So yesterday, as I said, they said the market went up 100 points because they believe now that Aunt B will not raise rates because the CPI number was very bad. There was inflation. We don't have the inflation we need to increase pricing to make businesses profitable so businesses can hire and plow money back in. Prices are deflating, and that's what happens. That's what happens when prices start to deflate. People get laid off. That's what happened with the .com. That's what happened with the housing count. All these bad things, and they're blaming this on the rate hikes, the 3 rate hikes over 10 years. So we get 0.75%, not even 1% in 10 years, and they're blaming that. Are you kidding me? Now they're saying, well, she's not going to raise rates. Of course she's going to raise rates. She's going to continue to raise rates. I mean, are you kidding? So she's already been raising rates into bad news. So why are we going to be so lucky she's going to stop now? Are you kidding? She raised rates into rent increases. They were soaring. Grocery costs. I mean, she's raised rates into some of the worst numbers ever. The fundamental numbers. So now all of a sudden they're going to stop. She's not going to stop raising rates. They're not. And that's why you got to be ready to play the other side of this market, because Trump is not going to be able to get his programs through timely, and they're going to continue to raise rates. And that is really going to hurt this economy big time. We have no earnings. We have no growth. It's just unbelievable. So that is why you want to be prepared to learn how to make money when the market starts to drop. You didn't do that with the dot-coms. You didn't do that with the housing con. You just sat back and you got slammed with your 401k. You kept losing money when you could have been making money. It's not hard. It isn't. Here, listen to this. This is unbelievable. Today, they come on and they say, buy. Listen to this here.
Let's get the final trades here.
Visa, sticking sort of in the financial world, but Visa, we've seen nothing but activity over the last couple of weeks. I've owned this stock now for probably the better part of a month. I think it's going higher.
Oh, it's going to go higher. What, 50%? Wait a minute. When I put it on a chart that identifies the institutional money going in and going out, guess what? My gang who bought Visa, they started to buy Visa near $77. And then when Visa got to about $90, all of a sudden it turns red. It meant that the institution, it meant that Dodge and Cox and Northern Trust Corporation and Bank of New York Mellon and J.P. Morgan Chase were pulling their money out at $90. So this stock now has been red for about a month, meaning institutions are not putting money in, but they're taking the money out. So here Verizon had a wonderful 17% gain. Visa had a 17% gain, and guess what's going to happen? They're telling people to get in this thing now. These people are going to lose their money. And then people are going to walk away from the stock market and say, oh, I hate the stock market. It's no good. I'll never get back into the stock market. Don't hate the stock market. Hate the people who give you this kind of advice. It's not about the fundamentals of the company. Visa at $90 is not worth $90. It's probably worth about $30. But what difference does it make? As long as the institutions are buying, you buy. But when the institutions stop buying, do what they do. Start selling and make money on it. The beautiful thing is the chart will tell you when they're getting out, and then you can make money on the way down. It's not hard. That's how you're going to create wealth to retire. We'll be right back after this break, 28 past the hour, here on Phil's Gang. Join my gang right now, 877-600-GANG.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Recognized as an Axiom Business Award winner, the highly acclaimed Walter's Way book, authored by legendary businessman Walter Scheer, is now available in digital and audio formats at the philsgang.com Bud Z store. Enjoy the stories of a relief kid who survived TB, corporate betrayal, bankruptcy, and still made millions and touched the lives of billions. Don't wait. Pick up the Walter's Way book in hardcover, digital, and in audio format at philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of Phil's Gang. I got a great opportunity for those people who are disgusted with the market, who don't have time to learn. What you do is follow me in the exchange-traded fund that I'm invested in. Every day you go to my site and you can see exactly what I am doing with my investment, and you can mimic me. Nobody else dares do that. Join the gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. We're offering the most powerful stock charts available on the market. The Max Best 1000 charts. Now, the difference between these charts and all the other charts is this follows the money. Yes, it gives you a buy-sell signal. I know you're going to say, well, they all do. No, not true. The difference with the Max Best is they follow the important money. The hedge funds, the biggest banks, the 401ks, the pension fund managers. That's the big difference. They're not following the emotion. That's what most charts do. They follow the money. That's what MaxVest does, follows the money. Check it out. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Oh, and the chart is low as $19.95 a month. For more information, just go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-GANG. We will see you on the charts.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264. Phil's Gang offers one of the best collections of charts available on the internet. We built the Max Best software to have the best features, and so far, the early reviews have been great. So don't just be an investor, be a Max investor with Phil's Gang Max Investor 1000 stock charts. For more information, simply go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
It took me a long time to be able to say Chandler has cancer, because that is such a scary word. St. Jude takes care of absolutely everything. And knowing that we don't have to pay for all of the medical expenses, that's huge.
St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
St. Jude is uniquely positioned to advance the cures of pediatric cancer, I think better than any other institution in the world. The contributions make a big difference.
Donors are important to us because you get the feeling that you have a team behind you. We have the resources and we have the focus. And so if St. Jude doesn't do it, who will?
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hey gang, be sure to join Phil Grandy at Michael's on East in Sarasota on Wednesday, May 10th for an open discussion presented by Tampa's AM 860, The Answer, called Taking an Honest Look at the First 100 Days of the Trump Presidency. Phil will be joined by Mike Gallagher, Larry Elder, Captain Matt Bruce, and Bill Bunkley. The VIP reception starts at 5:30 and the main event is at 7 p.m. Again, that's Wednesday, May 10th at Michael's on East in Sarasota. For all ticket information, simply go to philsgang.com and click on the banner on the homepage. Hey gang, be sure to join Phil Grandy at Michael's on East in Sarasota on Wednesday, May 10th for an open discussion presented by Tampa's AM 860, The Answer, called Taking an Honest Look at the First 100 Days of the Trump Presidency. Phil will be joined by Mike Gallagher, Larry Elder, Captain Matt Bruce, and Bill Bunkley. The VIP reception starts at 5:30 and the main event is at 7 p.m. Again, that's Wednesday, May 10th at Michael's on East in Sarasota. For all ticket information, simply go to philsgang.com and click on the banner on the homepage. Phil's Gang offers one of the best collections of charts available on the internet. We built the Max Best software to have the best features, and so far, the early reviews have been great. So don't just be an investor, be a Max investor with Phil's Gang Max Investor 1000 stock charts. For more information, simply go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264. Welcome back. This segment of the Phil's Gang Show is brought to you by the MV Stock Charts. For more information, go to philsgang.com.
Final trades here.
Lumber Liquidators, LL. The stock's made a little bit of a recovery.
Is that a short squeeze here? Is there a lot of short interest in this one?
That's what I believe is, Mel. And they're buying out in August. Not short-term buying as much as long-term bullish.
Unbelievable. Welcome back to Phil's Gang. You know, I sit here every day reaching out to you, asking you to send money to St. Jude. All I ask is join the gang. If you make a little bit of money, remember St. Jude. I realize that people do not have time with individual stocks. I realize most of you are very, very busy. So the best thing for you to do is to be in the exchange-traded funds. And more people are going to exchange-traded funds, especially the SPDR, where you get some of the greatest companies in the world. And it's a basket, and it is treated like an individual stock. But better yet, the chart that I designed that identifies the money going in and the money going out, just like LL, Lumber Liquidators. You heard him. Somebody's going to jump into that stock today. My gang's not going to because they've already been in it. My gang members, the stock, the institutions, the 9 largest banks, the hedge funds, started to buy liquidators back in February. And it just turned red. They just started to pull their money out here on April 7th. So liquidators went up 55%. So my gang member who follow liquidators, LL, lumber liquidators, they had a 55% gain. Now, I'm not suggesting every gang member that got a 55%. I'm not saying that. What I'm telling you is the chart that I designed identified when the institutions were going in, it turned green, and identified when the institutions pulled their money out, red, and it was a 55% spread. How much of that each gang member takes advantage of, it's up to them. But the key is, the most critical part of any stock is to get out. Nobody ever tells you to get out. So now that it said, hey, get out. That's about 6 days ago, turned red. And he's telling you to get in. It's insane, isn't it? That's just insane. So the best thing for you to do, instead of doing individual stocks, because you got to have time to do individual, I mean, we got the best training, the best school in doing individual stocks, I think, anywhere in the country. But very few people have time to devote to learning how to do individual stocks. So do an exchange-traded fund. It works. It really does. Especially the spiders. So check it out. Here's my number, 877-600-GANG. Call now, join for $39.95, and follow me and my 3 exchange-traded funds that I am invested in. Industrials, XLI. I'm also in the spiders. And also in gas, UNG. So every time I do something, you just mimic what I'm doing. Then I'll do other ones. And that's the best way for you to do it. You won't get hurt. And the beautiful thing, you'll see how my chart works. When I get out, when it turns red, like liquidators, when that turns red, I'm out. And you'll be able to see that. It's transparent. That's the beautiful thing. Just like Goldman Sachs. I mean, Goldman Sachs, we've been involved with Goldman Sachs so long now. We caught both sides. We caught Goldman Sachs on the way up. But here's the thing about Goldman Sachs. It was a 7% gain. But most of our money was made on the way down when it turned red, and it dropped 15% on the way down. 15%. How many of you ever caught 15% on your 401k or whatever you did, or with a broker? You're not going to. But by knowing when to get out, what an advantage that is. And you just follow me. That's all. Mimic me. It's that simple. You know, we go back to yesterday, the market was up 100 points. Now it's down 100 points. So what are they going to say about that? They got everybody in yesterday. I said to everybody, don't go in. Are you crazy? This market's going to drop. This one day is not a trend. And here's what's really interesting. Yellen, she kept saying over and over and over that she is going to raise rates based on data, that she was data dependent. But she kept raising rates, no matter how bad the data was. In fact, the bank earnings, the Fed, Yellen, paid the banks $22 billion not to lend money to you, not to lend money to your small business. Yeah, $22 billion they gave the banks and said, don't loan to your community. I'll pay you $22 billion not to loan. And you want to know why the economy sucks? And you want to know why our economy is not growing? You want to know why our 2017 first quarter, instead of coming at 3.5, came in at 0.5? Because she's telling the banks not to loan. She paid them not to loan to you. But that's okay, because when it turns red, we're just going to take our money and we're going to short it. And you can follow me, see how I do it, learn off of me, and then you don't have to worry. But isn't that amazing? They're paying the banks not to loan the community. You want to know why we can't grow? She says she was data dependent. She knew these earnings were coming in, were going to be lousy from these banks. Unbelievable. More examples. She was raising rates when the government revenues were suffering the biggest drop since 2008. She was raising rates. Over the past 12 months, the deficit increased 40%, or $651 billion, compared to $460 billion a year ago. But she raised rates. Oh, and they're telling you yesterday, they're not going to raise rates. Go and buy stock. Thank God we have a color-coded chart that stayed my gang members, so they didn't buy yesterday. Industrial production identifies wages, right? Wage increases. Industrial production is what gives us our lifestyle. We know what our lifestyle is going to be based on industrial production, because industrial production is what makes wages go up. And guess what? It sucks. They came in with 2 back-to-back negative quarters. And she raised rates. But worse, she raised rates now, the last time, when we now have 7 back-to-back negative quarters. 2 back-to-back quarters give you a recession. We have 7 of them. And now she's raised rates. But we're told yesterday by these geniuses, these people with pompadour hairdos and their fancy suits on CNBC, oh, don't worry, they're not going to raise rates now. Just like they know their everything's going to go up 50% or 25%. I just can't believe every stock they say is going to go up 20%. Don't you? I just got to play this again.
Infrastructure has Home Depot up 20% in a year. Spring break is upon us. It means fast food restaurants are going to surge. McDonald's up 20%.
Everything's 20%. How do they know all this, these guys? But yet today, after Johnson & Johnson collapsed and Goldman Sachs collapsed, now they tell you not to be in it after it collapsed. When I told my gang, not only did we get in and buy, but we were out long before today and shorting it, making money. And all you have to do is just copy what I'm doing. Think about this. So we have the industrial production, sucks, 7 quarters back to back. Durable goods, which are the big ticket items, like your appliances, big TVs, terrible, all negative. And durable goods is important because it identifies for you how the economy going forward is going to do. And it's telling you, terrible. And we have 10 of our 11 sectors in the stock market have recorded a decline. But she raised rates as 10 of 11 sectors were recording a decline. And now they tell you yesterday, oh, she's not going to raise rates? Look, Trump's 11% rally is a bunch of nonsense. It was all hype. All hype. But guess what? Now people are starting to figure it out. He's not going to get these things through. So if you made money on the way up, all you need is to follow a little chart that tells you to get out when it turns red. Or just follow me in the exchange traded funds so you can be with me. It's not that difficult. But these people on Wall Street just drive you nuts. Okay, here's the number, 877-600-GANG. Call right now, join the gang, and follow me on my exchange-traded funds that I'm in with my own money. Follow me now.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. philsgang.com. What are people saying?
Hi, this is Ron from Washington State, and I subscribe to the Phil's Gang MV2, and I just wanted to let Phil know that right after the election, I made a $7,000 profit using the MV2 on Wells Fargo stock.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years and very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I've been a long-time Phil subscriber, and I just want to recommend it to anybody out there. I think it's a wonderful tool and works very, very well.
Don't wait. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
If you're looking to make extra income, if you're looking to pay off bills and plan for your retirement, then check out philsgang.com. Philsgang.com is an online educational service that informs you, coaches you, and guides you on how to invest in the stock market. Get daily advice to buy stocks, short stocks, and learn when to get out of your positions. Philsgang.com provides daily webinars, alerts, educational tutorials, and all material is archived. For more information, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
philsgang.com. What are people saying?
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years. Very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I love the new MV charts on Phil's software, and I'm making profits using them.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I love your new MV1, making lots of profits.
I love the chart. I'm limited with time. Real good as far as just looking at whatever ticker tells me right away.
I've always enjoyed Phil's straightforwardness and talk about what's really going on.
The new MV1 and MV2 charting software. I particularly like the pre- and post-market candlesticks.
You guys have always been great on the service side. I can't say enough about the service side.
Don't wait. Sign up for Phil's Gang today. Give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
To be able to just get my son to St. Jude and not think about how we will pay for it, it just takes so much weight off of my family. St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hey gang, be sure to join Phil Grandy at Michael's on East in Sarasota on Wednesday, May 10th for an open discussion presented by Tampa's AM 860, The Answer, called Taking an Honest Look at the First 100 Days of the Trump Presidency. Phil will be joined by Mike Gallagher, Larry Elder, Captain Matt Bruce, and Bill Bunkley. The VIP reception starts at 5:30 and the main event is at 7 p.m. Again, that's Wednesday, May 10th at Michael's on East in Sarasota. For all ticket information, simply go to philsgang.com and click on the banner on the homepage. Phil's Gang offers one of the best collections of charts available on the internet. We built the Max Best software to have the best features, and so far, the early reviews have been great. So don't just be an investor, be a Max Investor with Phil's Gang Max Investor 1000 stock charts. For more information, simply go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264. Welcome back. This segment of the Phil's Gang Show is brought to you by the MV Stock Charts. For more information, go to philsgang.com.
Our objective is to pass tax reform by the August recess.
Secretary Mnuchin is working to put together a tax reform plan to make our industry more competitive and also to provide a level playing field for our workers. We don't have a level playing field, believe me. You're going to have one very soon. And our tax reform and tax plan is coming along very well. It's going to be out very soon. We're working on health care, and we're going to get that done too.
It's not as bad as it's been written. It's not as good as they want. You're right. You didn't get the health care. And I don't think they're going to go back whole hog to health care. I do think they're going to focus whole hog on tax reform. And if I'm wrong about that, it'll be tragic, if you ask me.
So, tragic. Why should you and I, who one day we have to retire, and we're not going to live on Social Security, why should you and I have to depend on all this jibber jabber? We should always be in the position that when a stock, if these guys are wrong and it goes down, we make money. We get out of our position and switch and short. If they're right and it goes up, we buy. Do you remember 6 weeks ago, I begged you. I said, look, UNG, I said, I'm telling you, this is natural gas. And I can see the institutions. Natural gas dropped. Natural gas dropped from $8.76 and it dropped all the way down to $6.30. A 28% drop. Then all of a sudden, I start seeing the institutions, Vanguard, and the rest of them putting money in. And I begged you, I said, why don't you just try this? I will buy it. I'll buy it myself. And then 100% transparency, and I'll tell you when I'm going to add, you add. When we're going to take money out, I'll tell you I'm going to take money out. When I tell you to run like hell, you run like hell. Just follow me. It's just mimic what I do. That's all. It's that simple. It's an exchange-traded fund. Let's try it. Some people made as much as 10%. Other people made 6%. I'm not saying every person makes the whole amount of money between the red and the green. I'm not saying that. But what they do get is a good night's sleep because they know they're going to know this time when to get out. No, they don't have to depend on anybody. You don't have to call anybody. It works. It works. Then we took the spiders, the S&P 500. And I said, let's take those. I'll buy them, and you follow me, and we'll do an inverse. We'll do an inverse on the spiders. So I said, instead of buying SPY, we'll buy SDS. Instead of shorting SPY, we'll buy SDS. Since it's turned green at 1307, it's now 1366. So 4.5%. She's starting to move nicely to the upside. Just starting to move nicely. Just starting to work out nicely. That's after we did UNG. And same thing with XLI, industrials. This one here, we saw institutions pulling money out. It was red, and we're short. We're doing nicely. But those three alone, all you have to do is follow me in those three. You don't have to learn anything. You don't have to do nothing. At the end of my radio show tonight, I do a little video, and you just follow me. That's simple. I'm going to do another one for gold mining stocks. I'm just waiting for to everything match up. But we always want to be in a position that we don't care about these jibber jabbers. We don't care what they say. All we want to depend on, if the money's coming out, we're going to be on the right side, and we'll make money as it goes down. If we're on the other side, as money goes up, we're going to make money. It's going to be making money either way. We're not going to get rich. We're going to take some losses. You're not going to be a millionaire, but you're going to have faith. You're going to sit there and say, finally, I can take some money and sleep at night and not worry about it. How do you sit there, listen to these guys, when we got the banks? Listen to what she's saying. Aunt P. She's telling us about how, listen, this is unbelievable.
We've indicated that we think it's appropriate to gradually raise the federal funds rate toward a more neutral stance if the economy continues to perform.
Perform? Are you kidding me? When she's paying the banks $22 billion not to loan so the economy doesn't perform? And she's telling you, oh, we're raising rates, we got a good economy. Industrial production is down, durable goods is down, 10 of 11 sectors are down. Deficits are higher now than they were 12 months ago. Government revenues are collapsing. The wheels are coming off. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Now we got tax time. I'll probably be running out of time. I got to tell you about tax time. So painful, isn't it? Tax time, isn't tax time painful? But here's what I don't get with tax time. They take taxes out of your pay. Then when you retire and you get your Social Security, you got to pay tax again on your Social Security. If you're single and you don't make more than, I think it's $25,000, no, you don't have to. But if you're married and your wife's still working, they combine the both. You have to combine the both and they get taxes again. How bad is that? I mean, think about that. How is that fair? That you already paid taxes on your Social Security, they already took it out of your pay for 30 years, you go to retire, you get your check, and they want, in some cases, 80% of it be taxed. Some cases, 40%. But you already paid tax. But you want to know why? Because these corrupt representatives that we sent to Washington get paid by these lobbyists. They get paid by H&R Block. They get paid by Intuit. They're TurboTax. And H&R Block has something like TurboTax. These tax preparations are big. Tax preparation business is big business. Intuit, the maker of the top-selling tax preparation program, TurboTax, that retails for $100. 40% of their income, $1.8 billion, they get from this Intuit, from their the TurboTax. They make $1.8 billion. So what do they do with that $1.8 billion? They take a part of it, they go to Washington and pay off our representatives to make sure that we don't get a simple tax form. So you got H&R Block, you got Intuit, you got all these other tax preparers who are sending money to and paying off these guys, our representatives in Washington to make sure we don't get a simple system. Are you kidding me? They're for sale, these guys. They're going to keep killing any kind of reform. It's unbelievable. So you get taxed twice. It's unbelievable. So up to half of your Social Security benefits are taxed once you receive it. If your adjusted gross income exceeds $25,000 for single or $32,000 for married. Up to 80% of your Social Security check will be taxed if your income exceeds $34,000 for single and $44,000 if you're married. So they're telling you to get divorced. If you retire first, you're the man in the family, you retire first, and if you want to keep that money and not get taxed, they say get divorced. Isn't that pathetic? So look, we can't change that, but here's what we can do. We can try to make some money so we can retire, and we can do that with stocks. There's nothing like stocks. Stocks are the best thing in the world. The problem is we got a bunch of crooks in the system. So if you can simplify, we can't simplify the tax system, but I can tell you what I can simplify for you. When we buy a stock like Goldman Sachs, we'll know when to buy it because I designed my own chart that tells me with the algorithms that money is coming in. And when it goes up 7%, and it turns red, the algorithms tell me the institutions are pulling their money out, so I better pull my money out. But even better yet, do what they're doing, sell it short by pushing a button. I can't tax. I can't go to Washington and lobby these guys. I can't come up with that kind of money. So why don't we just make sure whatever side the big institutions are on, we're on the same side. If they're selling, we're selling. If they're buying, we're buying. And for you who have so busy, just follow me with the exchange traded funds. Here's the number, 877-600-GANG, 877-600-GANG. Call now. Look, I know every day I tell you about this because it works. Yes, it's frustrating for me too, because I know it works. And I'm not guaranteeing I'm going to make you rich. The only thing I can guarantee is a good night's sleep. All I can tell you is we're up 6%. We'll be out before these gangsters screw us. And its stock drops. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Pensions. Do you know what they're doing with our pensions? It's the pension funds. How many people? There's 4,000 pension fund plans. State and local. That covers about 20 million retirees. These people aren't going to get their pensions. They're getting screwed. They're all underfunded. And nobody cares about them. Nobody cares. Can you believe that? So join my gang now. I'm going to guarantee you're going to get rich, but I'll guarantee you a good night's sleep, and we'll be following the big boys. Try it for 1 month. 877-600-GANG. They're waiting for your call right now. And remember St. Jude.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. We're offering the most powerful stock charts